Good evening, everyone, and welcome to LTEL Cockerel. This is Jose, your host on this channel. Although I will say that I'm being joined by Colin tonight, who's making an appearance here on LTEL, and he will be with us shortly. There's not much football going on around at the moment, which we all know because of the fact that Tottenham don't have a game for 2 weeks. Everyone else is playing at the moment, though. We've had some European games this week. We've got some European games this evening, although the European games this evening do not involve any English teams. But then saying that, it's interesting looking at some of the results tonight of who's gone through and who hasn't, because with tonight, you've got teams that were in the Champions League that have dropped down to play a knockout playoff round against the teams that finished second in their Europa groups. So the results so far were Karabag 2, Sporting Braga 3. Braga were in the Champions League and they've now gone out 6-5 on aggregate. It was Rennes 3, Milan 2. So it meant that Milan went through 5-3 on aggregate. Milan were in the Champions League. You've got Freiburg have beaten Lens 3-2 after extra time. And it was Lens that were in the Champions League. So Freiburg finished second in their group in the Europa and have now gone through. You've got Toulouse 0, Benfica 0. Benfica won 2-1 on aggregate. Benfica were the Champions League team. You've got Marseille 3, Shakhtar 1. Here we go, my dog's going mad again. You have Marseille 3, Shakhtar 1. So Marseille have gone through 5-3. Shakhtar Donetsk were the Champions League team, so they've gone out. Roma and Feyenoord are in extra time, all square. Sparta Prague have beaten Galatasaray on the night 4-1, but 6-4 on aggregate. Galatasaray were the European Champions League team that dropped down. And Sporting Lisbon have beaten Young Boys on aggregate 4-2. Young Boys were the Champions League team and have gone down. And the same can be said for the Europa Conference. In the Europa Conference, those that finished third in the Europa League groups dropped down to play those that finished second in the conference groups. And that has also had results that have a bearing. So Ajax have gone through, but they were the ones that dropped down in the cup. Dynamo Zagreb have gone through, so they've not Real Betis out who dropped down. Servette have gone through, who dropped down. Union Saint-Galoise have gone through, and they dropped down. Olympiacos have knocked out Ferencvaros, they dropped down. Molde have knocked down Warsaw. They dropped down. And Sturm Graz have knocked down Bratislava. So, yeah, that's a bit of football that's been going on tonight. I suppose I can carry on talking football until we actually get some people arrive, and some people might want to pose some questions, which is what it's all about. But what we've also had is we've had the Champions League the last couple of nights. We've had a few games in the Champions League whereby Arsenal got beaten right at the end of the game, so they've lost 1-0. And we saw Manchester City last week. They didn't play this week, so it was last week. So anyway, Arsenal played this week. So yeah, there's a program of matches this weekend, but we're not playing, sadly, because we're due to play Chelsea, but Chelsea are in the Carabao Cup final. Right, sorry. As I'm talking, Smithy's just come in. Bobby K came in earlier and said, "Big up, Jose." And Lee Smithy's just coming. Jose should never name a stream. Ask me anything with me and Bobby in here. And then you've got Sanchez. Good evening, Sanchez. Hope you're well, mate. I hope you're recovering. He says, "Oi, oi, Tel and Cole." Yeah, Colin usually is working this time, but he's joining me today on the stream, and here he is. Just as luck has it, he arrives. There's Colin.
I'm going to try to do this one standing up. We'll see if I get tired.
Standing up?
Yeah, I got one of those fancy desks that stands and sits. Watch.
Okay, I'll trust you. So I was just saying that there's not much going on for Tottenham, Colin. I just talked about some of the European games that were played tonight. Arsenal lost last night. There is a series of games taking place this weekend. We're not involved because we're in the Carabao Cup final. So there's 8 Premiership fixtures. There's 6 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday, and 1 on Monday. So that would be week game 26. Yeah, we're not playing because Chelsea are playing in the cup final. Interestingly, Liverpool
How
played
am I
last
allowed
night.
to say the C word? Chelsea? Just kidding.
You can say whatever you
hate
like
them.
because I'm not monetized, so you lot can say
Hate
whatever you
them.
want here.
I was gonna call them the C word, but I decided not to. Chelsea.
So you've got it's interesting because Liverpool played last night, and for those people that do fantasy football league, the Barclays fantasy football, I had Salah as on double points as a captain on double points, and Salah didn't play last night, and neither did Nunes, who's in my team, but they sent out a team that was mixed and matched, and they thumped Luton 4-1. Which is madness. They beat Liverpool. Liverpool beat Fulham 4-1. And looking at their lineup, I was just like, wow, Liverpool are flying because if they can do that to somebody like they did yesterday and put out the lineup that they did. There's only one result I can see at the weekend against Chelsea in the final, albeit. I mean, they haven't got Alisson in goal, so they played Kelleher in goal because Alisson's out injured. But yesterday they started with Connor Bradley, Gerald Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, and Gomez at the back. In midfield, they had McAllister, Endo, and Gravenberch. And up front, they played Elliott, Gakpo, and Diaz. And the substitutes that came off the bench, Robertson came off the bench, so they've obviously saved him for the final. But then they brought on McConnell, Clark, and Dans, who are very, very, very young chaps at Liverpool. And looking at the rest of the bench, apart from Tsimikas and Konate, who Konate apparently is coming back from injury, Tsimikas is a player that normally plays on the left for them but didn't play yesterday. Everyone else was really young. So, yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen at the weekend between them two. But, yeah, I think I'll be watching that from afar, that game. There's games going on in the Premier League, though. And the games that go on in the Premier League.
That's what interests me more, for sure.
Yeah, the games that go in the Premier League will affect us in one shape, form, or another. Because at the moment, everyone's played the same amount of games apart from Liverpool, and we go without playing for a week. And so the fixtures this weekend are Villa versus Forest. So Villa, who are up there above us by 1 place, they're playing Forest. You've got Brighton, who are beneath us by about 9 points or more. They're playing Everton. Palace, Burnley don't really affect us, but they're playing. You've got Man United with 3 points, I think, behind us. They're playing at home to Fulham. And then you've got Bournemouth versus Man City. And then you've got the Gooners versus Newcastle. And they're your Saturday games. And then on Sunday, it's Wolverhampton Wanderers, Sheffield United. And then on Monday night, it's West Ham versus Brentford. So basically, some of the teams around us, well, quite a few of the teams around us will be playing a match. So they're going to be ahead of us by 1 game. And we've always said that we prefer to get the points on the board rather than do chasing. So on this occasion, I'm afraid, whatever these teams do, we're going to be doing the chasing this weekend. You've got Talking Beer saying, evening, fellas, and then also saying, who are we not calling the C word?
That's a good question. Who are we not? We're calling everybody the C word. Who are we not calling the C word? I'm just going to rephrase. I'm going to say your question, but I'm just going to re-emphasize the words.
And
Ronnie.
You've got Ronnie in the house. Hello, Jose and Colin. Good evening, Ronnie. David Clark, good evening, David, has said Liverpool was losing 0-1 at half-time to Luton.
Man. My wife, and then everybody else here is gross. Come check it out for yourself. It's a weird, gross place. Indiana. It's like the armpit of the country.
So you're not reading this one out then?
Big up call. Any nice Indiana sorts you need to report to? Nope. And report to discuss. I mean, hey, there's 3 strip clubs here in Indiana and in my town in Evansville. You can come to any one of those. What's like a really shady, scummy place in England?
There's do you know what? This is a question. Ask me anything, but you've asked a question. Let's see what the chat answer and say to that one that you've just asked. Right.
I'm
so,
trying to think of a place. There's a lot of crime.
a lot of
gambling.
defined. Right. So Colin wants to know where is scummy places in England.
I'm trying to find
quantify scummy place.
Right. I'm trying to find the England version of Evansville, Indiana, basically, and it's lots of crime. Probably the highest crime rate. Yep, crime. And then there's also drug use, hopelessness, and those are the 3 main things.
Okay, so can someone tell Colin a scummy place in England that has crime, hopelessness, and drug use, heavy duty drug use,
and then factories.
So let's get some answers for Colin. Let's educate him on England. David Clark, bit of Spurs history. Cliff Jones played his Spurs debut away to Arsenal in 1958, and the very same day Duncan Edwards passed away from the Munich disaster. A happy and sad day at the same time. We've got a good evening from Audio. Good evening, mate.
Hey.
David Clark's already saying the only place where Levy pays the going rate is Soho. Sanchez is saying to scummy places anywhere north of Watford. So he's saying the north of England. Good evening, Adrian. How are you, mate? Audio Artisan says Merseyside for an answer.
Okay.
You've got Chris Peter saying, good evening, Chris. How are you, mate? It says Jaywick in Essex. David Clark saying London full stop. Sanchez is saying Bethnal Green has it all.
Yes. You could your dreams could come true, or you could kill it at a stoplight.
And Chris Peter says Tilbury in Essex. And Lee Smithy Smith says nice strip clubs. Do I ask for Trixie or 10% discount, Cole?
Just tell them you know Colin. If they say what, you say Redbeard. So you're good. It's on the house.
Ask me anything, Mia. Yes, good evening, Mia. How do I eat my Cadbury's cream eggs? Oh, interesting one.
Does he have one? This you people. Did you order that? Did some guy bring it to you on a bike? Look at this, ladies and gentlemen.
Can you see this?
We can't, but I can hear it. You've got one. There it is.
Cadbury's cream eggs. Got a box of them.
Man,
Cadbury's cream eggs. I had one earlier.
So explain that's the process. How does one? I'm gonna go grab my coffee. I left it downstairs, but I can hear you. I got the headphones in.
So Mia's asked me the question. How do you eat your Cadbury's cream eggs? I'm not a normal eater of Cadbury's cream eggs, but I went out this evening and got a box so everyone can have a Cadbury's cream egg. There's got 5 of us in the house. There's 5 in the box. And I went, and the way I ate mine tonight is I bit it in half, and I ate the first half of it, and then the second half had all the gooiness and all that in it. Because where I've bitten half of it, the gooiness is at the bottom. So I ate half of it, and then I ate the second half with the gooey part and put it in my mouth, and I just swallowed my tongue around it as I was chewing it. So that's my answer for you. Chris Peters, Jose thought Cole was going to shave it off. Did he get bearded by his wife? So yeah, Chris Peters did with Colin. Yeah, Colin said that he was going to go and do it and have his beard and his haircut. Colin, why was it the money? They ended up wanting to charge you a lot of money, didn't they?
A lot more than I expected.
So there's the answer then, Chris. They were charging him a lot more than we expected, so therefore he didn't get it done. Talking Beer is asking, socks first or pants first? It depends.
Socks first, bro. For real.
It depends. It depends on what the actions are and what you're doing.
Uh-huh.
if I'm
Okay. On or off? Yeah. Are we
if
going
I'm-
on or off?
if I'm getting ready to go to sleep, emphasis on sleep, socks first. If I'm going to have a shower or bath or anything like that, it's socks first. So
Oh yeah.
Mia is saying you have to have them cold. Eat as much of the outside as possible and then eat the white stuff as it's the best bit. I'll have to take your word for it
Interesting.
because I don't
Yeah,
eat.
I've never done it that way.
I don't eat it quite often, so
We get them here, but we don't. I haven't had one in maybe like years, probably. But I'll get one now that you mentioned it. Yeah, thank you.
What do they do? Cadbury's cream eggs out there?
We have them. We have them.
Okay.
Not particularly popular unless it's like Easter. People eat the hell out of them at Easter time.
I've seen. Reese's is American, isn't it? Reese's.
Oh my god.
Okay.
You mean the best candy available?
So
at the
they've
store.
got. So when I went this morning, they had Reese. This evening, next to the Cadbury's cream eggs, they had Reese eggs. So the same size as the Cadbury's cream egg. But they had Reese eggs.
We have those. They're lovely.
Yeah, they had Reese eggs and they had caramel.
You guys have all kinds of cool candy that we don't have though, like weird versions of like a cookies and cream Twix or you know what I mean. I just saw lots of random stuff when I was over there.
So what's the one that they also had Cadbury's cream egg caramel one, right? But then also you've got me going now. I'm gonna empty my larder.
Look at this. This guy has candy. Everyone. This is brought to you by sugar.
So what you're saying is dairy milk. Right?
Yeah, I've had one.
Yeah, but this is the Marvelous Creations. So this one's got candy inside the chocolate. So it's got candy sweets. It can have Smarties in there. It can have jellies in there. It's got all different candies in it. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude!
This Kit Kat that I'm showing you is a hazelnut cream Kit Kat.
So it's kind of like a like they can't say it because of royalties or whatever, but it's that one stuff, Nutella.
Yes, the hazelnut one. So I've got the hazelnut one, and the other one I ended up buying is a Twix.
Well, it's a regular old Twix, huh? Twix.
So
Twix
we had a little bit. We had a bit of a raid of the shop earlier. So
there you go. I love England.
Reese's is a Hershey product, I believe. Yeah, it's interesting because you can get Reese's here and you can get Hershey's as well. So yeah, they sell both of them here now as well. So we get American candy as well sold here as well. So the particular
they got to get that money.
People,
they'll take those Great British pounds.
A particular favorite for a lot of people is the American the hard American wine gums. A lot of people because we American hard American wine gums.
I'm Googling that. I don't know what that
so
means.
we've got fruit pastels and stuff like that, but you get the American hard wine gums. They're quite costly. Well, they're quite a treat for people over here.
Really?
We've got
like spices.
The beard sounds like a. Sorry, yeah. What? Sorry.
Oh, like spice drops. We call them spice drops, I think.
Don't know. They're little round things, quite thick, and they're made of gelatin, but hard.
Covered in some shit. And
No.
Okay, good.
So you've got Big Love Tool from Totsmith, and the beard off sounds like a good stream for charity.
I do it for free.
The boys love Reese's. I got them Reese's Advent calendar last Christmas. Right, I've got a question from audio, so I'm gonna put that one there. Danny Reese, good evening, Danny says I had white chocolate cream egg today. Yeah, they sold white chocolate ones as well. That's true.
Yum.
Smithy's asking me how I'm related to Mr. Cadbury. I'm not normally related to Mr. Cadbury, but for tonight, for some reason, the family all wanted some munch and that, so I went down the road for them. It's not far the shop. We've got a local corner shop in the village, and I went down to it, and I got them some stuff earlier. So
you guys have you've been smoking?
Smoking?
I'm just joking. You sound like you have the munchies.
Nah. No, not me, mate. For Adrian Stroker, Friday is crunchy day. We've got Bobby's back saying big up, gents, and everyone in the chat.
Big up,
Okay,
Bobby.
right, we've got another question from Talking Beer, and I'm
Good
going to start
question.
that one. So you got all
Jolly
saying
I wonder.
Jolly Launchers.
That's what we call them, Jolly Ranchers. I think that's what I think that they're like hard. Yeah, I mean, they're you can't crunch them. That's how hard they are. Like if you bit down as hard as you could, you just hurt yourself. And they're see through and they individually wrapped. Does it sound like the same thing, Jose?
Oh, fair enough.
Does
You've
that
got.
sound like your thing?
It's not what wine gums are. I just haven't got a wine gum to show you. But it's not what American hard wine gums are.
I'm trying to figure it out too.
Mia's saying white chocolate cream eggs aren't good, way too sweet. And you've got Adrian is saying Mars bars FTW. Me, I'm not good with the acronyms.
For the win. For the win.
Okay, Mars bars for the win. Fair enough. Thank you very much. Talking Beer says my beard lol. Damn, I forgot to send the first part. So what he's turned around and said, I've just realised it gets too hot here in the summer. I usually can't grow it too long during the summer. 100+ degrees for like 2 months straight. So he can't grow his beard. Right, keep questions coming in. But for the question that we've got, the first one that I've got starred because there's 2 that came in as I was right. Question. Would you rather be stuck in a lift / elevator for an hour with Judas or Merson? You have to pick one.
Do laws still exist the same way they exist now? Like the assault and stuff? Like, could I still get in trouble for that? I mean, is there a camera inside the elevator?
There could be. It depends what elevator. It's not. Our audio's not told us what elevator we're going to be in. But would it be Judas or Merson?
Judas. I just want to ask him what he thought. Sometimes when people are really dumb, I just want the chance to say, what went through your mind whenever you did that dumb thing? So I would just love to ask him.
I would probably say, to answer that audio, I'd probably say I'd spend it in an hour with Judas as well. And the reason why I'd do it is Merson is so anti-Tottenham. He's so anti-Tottenham. I mean, I think that for a time, for a while, I think his job as a pundit, I think he was becoming so obvious that he was anti-Tottenham. I think his employers may have had a word with him and said, look, if you're a pundit, you've got to be equal to everybody. And therefore they told him that he had to tone it down a bit and probably talk a bit positively about most teams rather than being total 100% negative against Tottenham. But I think that's been and gone now because I think he's probably had a warning from his employers. And when I say his employers, I'm talking about Sky. And he's probably done what they said for a few months, but he's gone back to type again and he's hating on Tottenham all over again. Where Judas made his move, but I don't think he hated Tottenham. So, yeah, if you're asking me the question, I would probably have to stay in the lift with Judas because I could probably put up with whatever he's got to say rather than Merson.
I think he's stupid rather than an asshole.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that I wouldn't get wound up being stuck in the lift with Judas where Merson would wind me up, and that's probably why I'm saying Judas, because Merson would wind me up. He'd talk non-stop shit about Tottenham, and that would wind me up.
You throat punch him. We don't want that to happen.
God, you'd nut him straight away, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you want to so bad. I already want to, and we're not even. I can't even see him right now.
And then what about the people in the chat? You can answer this question as well. The audio's thrown up here. Who would you rather be stuck in an elevator for an hour with, Judas or Merson? What are your thoughts? Who would you want to be stuck in there with? Let us know. Anyone? Anyone for 10? Sanchez is saying, can you imagine being stuck in a lift with Merson? I'd rather back kick my nuts.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, so fantastic. Fantastic.
Pickham, Zlatan, Goring, Gaten.
Right.
Chris Peters.
Chris is saying, dude. Judas to tell him what a 8 UNT he is.
Ooh. Yeah.
Savage.
I would though.
Savage.
I'd be like, dude, hey, just so that you know, like you're
Yeah.
real dumb, you're really stupid, and that's okay. And that's okay. People are stupid. Um, but what you did was wrong.
What you do is wrong. Right. This question that I've got is from Talking Beer. And Daniel E, good
Ooh.
evening, Daniel. Daniel E saying Merson is a Chelsea fan. Right. The next question we've got from Talking Beer is
Talking
a
balls.
hot dog a sandwich?
Of course it is. It's got all the pieces a sandwich has. It's got the bread, it's got the meat and toppings. Sandwiches come in all different sizes. You get, like the hoagie, or the what do you call like a Subway, a submarine sandwich or whatever, sub sandwich. Why can a hot dog bun be? It's so similar. It's got to be. If you go by technicalities, there's no way that you can say a hot dog is not a sandwich. 100% full stop. I don't want to say that people are wrong, but if they say, we'll see. We'll see what everyone here has to say. What do you
For
think?
me,
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
well, yeah. What does the chat think? Do you think it's a hot dog a sandwich? I'm going to turn around and I'm going to say no. Hot dog ain't a sandwich.
Oh my gosh, you have been smoking, Jose. I'm worried.
I haven't. I would not class a hot dog as a sandwich. It's the same as I don't class a burger as a sandwich. And a burger's
Oh,
got
you
everything.
don't?
No,
Oh.
I don't class a burger as a sandwich either. To
Oh,
me,
okay.
a sandwich to me is a traditional 2 pieces of bread, or something that you put in between ciabatta bread, or something that you get with a crusty loaf bread, something like that. I'd call a sandwich, but I don't call a hamburger or a hot dog a sandwich.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
I guess.
And Chris Peters is saying a hot dog is a sausage roll.
And you guys ever have pigs in a blanket over there? Probably not.
Yeah, pigs in blanket. Yeah, so pigs wrapped in bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but pigs in blanket, but that's not a sandwich, is it either?
No,
So
no, I just want it. I'm hungry. So you always catch me right between meals. I've been snacking. I don't know what Beth's making tonight. We can make that a segment. What's Beth cooking?
ooh.
Or am I eating out? Right.
Ooh. Hot dog, right? Yeah, look. You got Adrian saying hot dogs should be banned as indemnable spam.
Yeah, it's bad stuff. They're bad for you. I try to get the ones that are like the least bad for you, but they're still gross.
Good evening, Barbaric. Barbaric says, I only call it a sandwich when the innards are enclosed.
Yeah, you want them in that casing, in that shell.
And we have another question. Right. Question from audio artist. Sorry, I've done that question. I'll go to the next one. Sorry, audio, you just answered yours. Right. Chris Peters has asked a question. And Smithy's asked a question. And I'll come to Smithy's in after because Chris is first. So Chris's is a football question. If you had a choice last summer and had to sell only one, as they both wanted to stay, would you have kept Son or Kane? So who would you have kept and who would you have sold if you had a choice? So that means you're taking the choice out of the player. So the player can't make the choice. You've got to make a choice. You've got to sell one of them. It's the easiest way to look at it.
I would have sold Son.
You would have sold Son.
Full stop. Yeah, I could explain it all day long, and I mean I don't mind. But Kane is just so prolific. I feel like a player like him never ever comes along. Whereas goal scoring wingers, though rare, do come along. Sonny's, getting up there in age where he's in a position that relies a lot on pace, but he's very intelligent with his movement. Don't get me wrong. He's a special player, but Kane has shown that he can play. He's going to be able to play well into his 30s. I think there's more longevity in Kane. I would have kept Kane.
See, this is interesting for me, right? And the reason why I say it's interesting for me is the question's been asked, right? Sorry, where is it? Sorry, the question's been asked, right? So if we had a choice, right? The question that's being asked, and good evening, Mark. I've just seen that you've joined, and I'm saying good evening to you. Stay Humble's just joined. I'm saying good evening, Stay Humble.
What up, lads?
Ask questions. So star them. Put down a question if you want to ask the question, and we'll read them out and we'll answer them, and we'll get everyone involved. but at the moment we're answering this from Chris. So for everybody, it says, if you had a choice last summer and you had to sell only one, as they both wanted to stay, who would you have kept, Son or Kane? Now, it's an interesting question to ask, and there's a different way that you can answer this for me. And for me, it is if I knew. So it depends when I knew that I had to sell one of them. If I knew early on I had to sell one of them, right, then I'd make the appropriate plans on how we would do with the one that we've just sold, type thing. If you understand what I'm saying. So if I said we're selling Son, then I've got to then understand who am I bringing in to replace Son.
Right, doing some future prepping type stuff.
Yeah, prepping, or am I going to change the way we play because I've now sold Son? Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
it's likewise. If I'm selling Kane, I'm not leaving. Obviously, we sold Kane the day before the Premiership started. If you sold Kane earlier on in the window, then you can make preparations for what you're going to do without Kane. So if the choice had been given to me like that on who I would sell out of these two, I probably would have sold Son, and I probably would have sold Son, and I would have kept Kane. And as it happens, if we look at it now, what we ended up doing in the summer and throughout the windows is we've ended up bringing a multitude of players that can play wide, but we've bought no one that can play down the middle, so to speak. Kane played down the middle, but we've brought loads of wide players in. Do you see what I mean? That's what we've done, haven't we, Colin?
Absolutely, yeah.
So we've ended up with Hill,
we need to.
We've got Hill, Johnson, Werner, Solomon. These are all wide players, and yet it was someone in the centre we got rid of, and we brought in 4 wide players.
We do have to think, though. We do have to consider too that we don't play the same exact system. The center forward isn't asked to do the same thing in this system. So I mean, that's just one thing to consider. I know that we've only really got Richarlison. There's other players that I'm sure we're experimenting with, but not a great situation. But the fact I think that we aren't playing Conte ball or anything like that. I think this free flowing attacking football means that different players I think can play striker effectively in the position. And you know what I mean, in the position required. But
yeah. So for me, if I had to sell one, as I just said, I would sell. If I was forced, I had to sell one of these players. I probably would have gone for, with planning, I would have gone probably sold Son.
Because now we've got Kulu. Now we've got Brennan.
We know what we've got now. But what I'm saying is, we ended up getting rid of Kane, but everything we bought in was wide. So So to me, I would have it's a real good question to ask me. It's a real good question to ask me. But I would have gone for selling Son and keeping Kane.
Dang.
Me
Daniel, too, though. That's what I said too.
Yeah, so Daniel Lee saying, spot on. Anyone who reckons it's harder to find a goal-scoring winger than it is to find this country's greatest ever goal scorer is thinking complete madness. I'll be real. Mia is saying that she would have still sold Kane. Interesting.
Really? Wow. Can you explain yourself?
He's here now. Look. I just poached him. He was somewhere else. Look who's here.
Hey, Cobber, what is up?
I told him to come and say hello because he was here last week. He was really friendly in the chat last week. He had loads of questions to ask. So I thought to myself, I'm going to let him know I'm on because he probably didn't know I'm on. Because
Colin's off work?
No, he was on a monster channel. He was on a monster channel a minute ago, and my channel's tiny. So I thought to myself, let's get him over to say hello to everyone. Look. So
yes. And I like that you chose the kangaroo background. That's fitting for David.
I don't know whether he likes kangaroos or not.
Yes.
Hold on, here we go. I've got it going on a repeat down there.
I was like, hold on, I hear my voice and I hate it. I sound awful.
And Stay Humble saying, Kane Kane was brainwashed by the media and sold his soul to Bayern, and karma has come back round to them losing the league. I've started 2 questions, right?
I just want to talk. I have on my channel been meaning to talk about Harold, but I haven't yet.
And by the way, what you've just posted in the private chat, post it away.
All right, cool.
You post it away. It's fine. Next question we've got is right. Lee Smithy Smith has asked the all important question: is a Kit Kat a chocolate bar?
Yeah, why not? Because it's more wafer.
Is a Kit Kat a chocolate bar? That's a chunky chocolate bar. That's not a chunky biscuit. This Kit Kat in my hand is a chunky chocolate and not a biscuit.
Chocolate, yeah. A biscuit. God damn it. I forget about biscuits.
Yeah, this is a chocolate.
What's a cookie? So what's a cookie to you? If a biscuit is a cookie.
It's a biscuit. It's a biscuit.
But what do you call so you never use the word so cookie is just a word that is not in your vocab.
Yeah, a cookie is a biscuit.
Oh, well, so when is it? But a biscuit's a cookie.
To me, a cookie. If you get a chocolate chip cookie, right? It's a biscuit. It's a round cookie. It's a biscuit. For me,
so if you had a chocolate chip cookie, we know, me and you both know right now, like it is a chocolate chip cookie. But would you say, give me that cookie or give me that biscuit?
If you say that again, if someone.
So there's a chocolate chip cookie on the table.
Yeah.
And you wanted it. Would you say, hand me that cookie or hand me that biscuit?
Hand me that cookie. But
cool.
You asked me.
Okay.
But you asked me, was it a biscuit or was it a chocolate bar? And I said a cookie is more like a biscuit because that's what you asked me.
Okay. No, sorry. I think my bad. Okay.
So therefore, I'm with you like that. But this one, God, Smithy asked them the maddest questions, and he's getting a lot of responses from people here.
I love how upset about it. Adrian is. His comments way up there now. The comments just shot up.
I'll come back to it. Where was it? Yeah. David Shy saying, "What's a wagon wheel then?" A wagon
biscuit.
Wheel. No, wagon wheel's chocolate, man. It's not a biscuit.
What?
Yeah, a wagon wheel's a chocolate, man. It's not a biscuit.
There's two biscuits on it. I don't know.
They must make wagon wheels different in America to what they make them here in England. Because when I haven't had a wagon wheel in years, but I always thought that a wagon wheel was chocolate and then it was all gooey.
Marshmallow, yeah.
Yeah, marshmallow. That's it, the gooey stuff. So how can goo be a bloody biscuit?
Isn't there a biscuit on either side of the ones in yours, or are they different?
I thought it was all just gooey stuff. Mate, I've not eaten a bloody wagon wheel in donkey's years. So to me, it's what it is.
Look at Chris Peters. Chris Peters agrees.
Look at that. You've got Mark Cook say, get subbing and liking to Jose, everyone. Great content and a friendly chat. We try to keep it as friendly as possible here. Especially
if you say dumb stuff.
Yeah, especially there's no football, and as there's no football, and I do a show on a Thursday evening called Ask Me Anything. I normally talk football, but at the moment we've only had one football question, and the rest have been non-football. So you've got Top Spurs is coming in with one, and Top Spurs says, question: if you could have an evening out with any of the current Spurs players or Ange and coaches, who, why, or where, or what would you do? Right, so Top Spurs, am I allowed to pick a player with any of the current Spurs players? Sorry, an evening out with any of the current Spurs. So I can pick more than one player to go out with. Right, so, okay, I can answer this quite comfortably. The way that I would do it is I would go out with Romero. I'd go out with Lo Celso. I would go out with Bentancur. I would go out with Brian Hill. I would go out with Ange Postecoglou. I'm trying to think. Is there anyone else I would go out with from that squad?
I'm glad you picked somebody that wasn't.
Alejo Veliz. I'd go out with him. Alejo Veliz as well. So basically, all the Spanish-speaking South Americans, apart from Hill,
you're xenophobic.
I'd go out with all the South Americans and Hill because they would eat my kind of food, right? Because they would eat, and they'd probably be big time meat eaters as well because of the Barbies, like your Argentinian steaks and stuff like that. And I'll take Ange with me as well. So Ange is obviously Greek, right? But the Greek tongue is not too far from the Spanish tongue. So I think Ange could converse with us in Spanish quite comfortably. And if he couldn't, he'll pick it up straight away. And I think he'd have an absolute ball of a time. So they're the players, and I'd probably go to an Argentinian steakhouse with them all.
Damn. I've got mine figured out, but it's not as cool as yours.
Go on then, what's yours then? I've given mine.
Well, okay, so the two I want to go out with are Sonny and Ange together because I feel like the personalities would be so opposite, and I would want to force us to do something where we're very intimate and like hanging out, and we have to talk. You know, there's some things where you can kind of just like do your own thing and you're there, but you're like on your phone or you're like looking out the window. Like, nope, there's like a group activity. I don't know if we need to do like an escape room. Do you guys have escape rooms there?
Yeah.
Dumb bullshit. Well, maybe we'll do an escape room, or maybe we'll do like a rally car race where like one of them's driving and we were having the map and we're like, Ange, the turn's coming up on your right in 100 kilometers. You know, something cool like that. I just want to put us all in a high stress situation, me, Ange, and Sonny, and see what happens. I think it'd be awesome. I think it'd be great. We'd learn a lot about each other. I think become good friends.
You've got Meta Football TV. Good evening, Chris. I'd go with Lizzie Olsen and Dua Lipa. But that wasn't.
They play for Spurs, my guy. I don't think so.
They don't play for Tottenham, but yeah, they don't play for Tottenham, but we can do that. So
hey, but they are nice sorts.
Nice sorts, he says. Shit. So you've got Chris saying, evening, a biscuit is a biscuit, a cookie is similar, but with chocolate chips, etc. in it. Not the same as biscuits are supposedly cooked twice. French biscuit.
Dude, Chris, thank you so much. And now I love learning stuff.
I've started. Bobby's asked us a question, so I've started that. But I'm trying to find the question that we just answered.
F off, Bobby. No, I'm just kidding.
Where's the question we just answered? Who asked the question that we just answered? Top Spurs. So just showing this on again. So you've got my answer and Colin's answer. So mine is all the Spanish-speaking players, and would go to an Argentinian steakhouse, but take Ange with us and teach Ange Spanish because I think.
And I actually changed mine a bit. I want to change mine. I want to do a heist. I'm gonna perform a heist.
Okay.
With Sonny and Ange Postecoglou. I'm thinking, I don't know, jewelry store. I'm thinking old building in London somewhere because, you know, security's probably lax. We get in, we're out. I want Sonny in with me. I want Ange waiting in the car to drive. And he'll get us on out of there. Sounds like we'd be out with, I don't know, at least 50, 60,000 each. Yeah. And once we pay you your cut, Jose, for being the crime boss.
Yeah. So, yeah. But I'm not. Am I right? So I'm being invited to your night out, and you're doing a heist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you're the boss. What I'm saying is, I don't want everyone to know this, but you're the leader of this operation. You're planning everything. You're the brains. And then we just carry out your missions. Yeah, that's how I see it. We'd be really good. Me and Sonny, like I said, in and out so quick. Heck, so I might just be the watch guy.
Smithy's saying, Cole, have you not seen the Hatton Garden robbery?
No, I have not. But now I'm gonna make I'm gonna make a robbery shirt for the shirt site though now. This is awesome. And I'm going to look up Hatton Garden robbery. But I'm going to make a shirt with us as burglars and Ange Postecoglou. Oh, my God. This is perfect.
You got it perfect. Right. So the next question we've got is Bobby K, who's asked a question.
What did Bobby want to ask?
No, he's asked a question already, which I've starred. So I'm going to unstar it. Here we go. No, I'm not going to unstar. I'm going to show it. Jose, pick 3 and kick 3. So remove 3 from our starting 11. And replace them with Arsenal players, any position, but must be starters. Evelyn.
That's tough.
Evelyn.
That's
It's not
tough.
tough. It's
You
not
don't
tough.
think?
Nah.
Wow. Look at this guy. It's not tough. Who does he think he is? Actually,
I'd kick out Richarlison, and I'd kick out
wow.
Kulusevski, and
Wow.
I'd put
They've been
Son
so
in the
good. They've
middle.
been so good to you.
I'll put Son in the middle, and I'll bring in Martinelli on one side, Saka on the other to feed Son. And the other position, it would have to be get rid of Basuma and put Declan Rice there as a 6.
Damn. Get rid of Basuma, you said just there?
Yeah, Bobby's asked me to pick 3 and kick 3 out from the starting and put 3 Arsenal players in, and it has to be players that started last week. So I've kicked out Basuma.
Do you smell almonds? Do you smell almonds right now? Do you smell burnt toast?
No.
Okay, good, because those are signs of a stroke, and I'm worried about you because you just got rid of your favorite player. So,
but who's my favorite player? Basuma's not my favorite player.
Oh my God, you're right. I thought you said Bentancur.
No, I said Basuma. I said Basuma. No. I said Basuma.
Sorry, I've had a long day. Thank you so much. Please forgive.
I said Basuma, mate. So
okay,
yeah, no.
If you said Bentancur, you would understand why I was so worried, right? You would get it a little bit more, but okay. I'll sanction that. I think that's a good trade-off for Spurs. So,
right, I'm trying to see. Robbery merch would be great because most of our squad had been stealing and living for years, says Barbaric Disdain.
Yeah, I'm gonna have
David says Rice. Chris Peters is saying this is a liability. Daniel Lee's saying take out Basuma, put in Rice. Don't care if it pisses people off. Take out Romero, put in Saliba, and take out Kulu and give me Saka. I've agreed with 2 out of your 3, Daniel. I've agreed 2 with that.
Saka and Rice are the 2 you agree with, and you don't agree with Romero.
No, I wouldn't switch Romero Van der Ven for Saliba or Gabriel. I wouldn't pick Zinchenko or White over.
Zinchenko's a little
I wouldn't pick him over Porro or Doggy either. So
I could pick him up and throw him. Pick him. I wouldn't pick him for my starting lineup. I'd pick him up and throw him away.
Mark's saying Saliba for Romero as well, Rice for Biss, and Son in the middle, but then take Martinelli for Richarlison. So he's got 2 out of my 3 as well. Me personally, I wouldn't take Saliba or Gabriel. So
I think Saliba's trash. I think Saliba looks better than he is. I don't think Saliba is that good. Stats. Don't care. I don't want him.
David Shit is now saying, "Can we block the hosts?"
Hey, not me. I'm good. Ugly is beautiful.
Block the host.
I'm just spreading a positive message. Being diplomatic, not really taking a side.
Right. Who else we got?
For $5. Oh my gosh! For $5, we should make that a thing where for a $5 super chat, once you get to the super chats, you can block the host for 5 minutes. Somebody else can take control. We'll think of it. We'll think of something. There's definitely.
Daniel is saying, to be honest, I like my centre backs not getting 2-3 game bans every season, which Romero does. Colin, mate, Saliba is not trash.
I was exaggerating for sure. He's definitely not trash.
But talk a bit saying Saliba is soft.
Daniel, you'll have to figure out, and you probably already know, I exaggerate constantly when I talk. I think it's an American thing, but we take everything to like its most extreme. So if he's kind of bad, I'm going to say he's dog shit. And that's because, for one, he plays for the Arsenal. And for 2, you know what I mean? Fuck him. But anyway.
David Shear saying Saliba is a soft cock.
And I mean, he's not trash. He's a good defender, but I don't think he's got enough bite in him. I like my defenders with more bite. And I know that you say you don't like defenders getting, all these bans, but the cool thing is he can go in, go hard, get a yellow, and then now come off. And Dragusin can come on, and we're in a much better position, I don't know, than we were a while back. So.
And then you've got, before I go to the next question, you've also got, who we got down here? You've got Mark Cook. He's saying, for me, Saliba and VDV are both potential Rolls Royces, and together would be amazing. Both very, very good in their own right. Yeah.
Does Saliba get way better from last season to this season? Has he like massively improved that I missed or something? Because I
Who's
feel
that?
like I'm
No,
Saliba.
no,
He's
Saliba is.
he's been good since before they got him, but not good enough that like I don't know.
Saliba's decent. Saliba is decent, but I like Van de Ven and Romero. And it's
He
probably
seems hesitant to go. He seems like he plays soft. I get that. I actually do get that. Is that incorrect in your opinion? I mean, he's not aggressive. He's not an aggressive center back.
yeah. Well, no, Saliba can put a tackle in if he needs to, but Gabriel
I'm
does
gonna watch.
most of Gabriel does Gabriel
dirty
does
work.
most of the tackling for their mob anyway. So
I'm watching it. My internet's tainted. I just searched up Saliba best tackles. Sorry, God. I have to watch this video, but I just need to see what I'm talking about here, so I'm intelligently speaking because I don't want to be an idiot.
right, I've got another question, and you got Niall here. Hello, Niall. How are you, mate? Big up to you, mate. We have also got another question.
Whoa.
The other question is from Bobby again. And Bobby's asking this time around, Jose, would you rather spend a year wearing an Arsenal kit if Spurs win the league this year, or a Spurs kit and not win under Ange at all? I would.
It's the
I
Arsenal
would
kit,
wear
baby.
a Spurs kit and not win and not win under Ange at all, because we're not winning the league this year. Because you're saying quite clearly, would you rather spend a year wearing an Arsenal kit if Spurs win the league this year? Well, we ain't winning the league this year, so it's a nonsense for me to wear an Arsenal kit. So
I get what he's saying, though.
I'd wear the
But
Spurs
okay,
kit.
let's take the question to where he meant to take it. I think so.
No. No. I'm reading the question, and the question says, would you rather spend a year wearing an Arsenal kit if Spurs win the league this year? We're not winning the league.
I've spent a lot of time with you, Jose. Yeah, I know how you work. I know your technicalities.
There's not a technicality. We're not winning the league. I don't have to wear an Arsenal kit. End of.
Enough. We act like we don't know each other, but we've spent countless hours together on here. So, like, I know you really well.
Yeah, the question.
A lot better than you think.
Okay. The question is, would I wear an Arsenal kit if Spurs win the league this year?
Right. And you say that Spurs aren't going to win.
And they're not going to win the league, so I don't have to wear the Arsenal kit. End of story.
What if you transferred to an alternate reality where Spurs did win the league? Would you do it?
Do you know what? I could go and watch football on Mars if you want me to. If I want to go alternate. But
if Spurs are playing there, I'd go. But on like a preseason tour. No, but hey, so I'm watching this highlight video. He's pretty good. Okay, guys. Sorry for what I said. This dude's can ball. I just don't watch him ever.
You've got Mark saying, Jose, can you do a Spurs Premier League best 11 on a show one day? We did not. What we did. No. But he's asking for Premier. We did the all time. We did the all time Tottenham 11. So what we did, Mark, is I went away and I looked for players to play in a 4-4-2 system. So it was a goalkeeper, right back, left back, two centre backs, right midfield, left midfield, two centre midfielders, and two forwards. And what we did, or what I did, is I went and researched and picked the players, the best players for each position, as in the Tottenham Hall of Fame. And I picked 4 players. I had a panel that spoke about a player each, and then we put it to the vote. So it's democratically chosen by the people in the chat and the panel. And we ended up with a lineup of, I think we ended up with Pat Jennings in goal. I think we ended up with Steve Perryman at right back, Cyril Knowles at left back. I think we ended up with Gary Mabbott and Ledley King as our centre backs. The midfield, I can't remember. The midfield had Gareth Bale, Glenn Hoddle, Paul Gascoigne, and I can't remember who we ended up on the right.
Was it Aaron Lennon?
No, it weren't Lennon. And then up front, we ended up with Kane and Greaves, didn't we?
We did.
So I can't remember if we ended up in right film. So yeah, we could do for another show. We could possibly do
Put it on this channel. That'd be fun. Let's
an
do
all
it.
Premier,
On
an
LSL.
all Premier 11 would probably be would probably be one that we could do. But we've already done, and it's in obviously we did it about a month ago, just over a month ago.
Somewhere around there. Yeah,
Somewhere along
I
the
lose
line.
track
So-
of time. Working from home days, they just blur and bleed together. But
Yeah, so people have to be doing. Well, people can see what we did before, but yeah, it's a good one, Mark. And I'll think about doing that.
Mark, let me find the link for ours. I'll post it in the chat just so you can see it if you'd like. What was it? What else was I gonna say? It seems very important.
Ben, Cooper, Bobby True. They're playing the three Spurs boys game here. Look, Cooper, Bobby True. Yeah, fantastic. Bobby saying, thank you, Colin. I guess we'll reword for Mr. Technical Jose.
I'm trying to help you, buddy.
Love it when you say good morning, afternoon, evening, whatever one it is for you. That's for Mia. David Shear says, mob of thong wearing flopping dental floss.
What the heck?
I'll star this one from.
I forget what it looked like. What did I have on the cover?
It was about.
Oh yeah, help us pick the Tottenham best 11.
Yeah.
I found it now. Okay.
Right. So got a question from Talking Beer. He's saying, live in a colony on the moon or a colony on Mars?
The moon, dude. The moon.
And David Shear's saying, or a convict colony in Australia.
Oh snap! He went there. He took it all the way there. Yeah.
So Mark, the link's been put down at the bottom there for the show that we did where we picked the all-time 11, so you can hear the reasoning that people did from the people on the panel and the reasoning from people on the chat. So
it's pretty cool. It's a pretty. Oh, I showed my baldness. It was a pretty fun one though. I had a good time. Oh hey, so in an hour, Jose, I was going to tell you that Nashville match starts, and I'm considering doing a watch along. Do you think that's a dumb idea?
Enough. Yeah, do a watch along. You said you're starting your own. You're starting your own. No, it doesn't matter. You're starting your own supporters group, aren't you?
Yes.
So you might as well do it. Do it for your supporters, mate.
Yeah. Get everything. On.
Right, Jose. Pick one. Spurs win the league this year, and you have to win an Arsenal kit for a year, or Spurs will not win anything at all under Ange during his reign. Hold on.
He meant where? I think he says. I think he's publicly admitted dyslexia in the past. Sorry if I'm wrong.
One. Spurs win the league this year, and you have to win an Arsenal kit, wear an Arsenal kit for a year. Okay, I understand what you're saying. Spurs are not winning the league this year, so therefore I don't have to still wear this Arsenal kit. Now, if you're forcing me to do this, then I would love Spurs to win a league, and I would wear an Arsenal top, not a kit, but I'd wear a top, but it'd be underneath.
You wouldn't go full kit wanker.
No. I'd wear an Arsenal top, but if we won the league, but I would wear layers about on top of it, so you wouldn't realise I'm wearing an Arsenal top. But that doesn't mean that I haven't worn it. I have worn it. And even if you wore a kit, if you put a pair of jeans on, you're not going to see the shorts. And if you put a pair of trainers on, you ain't going to see the socks. So it doesn't really matter. If I had to do it because Tottenham won the league, yeah, I would do, but you wouldn't see me wearing it.
It would still be funny. It would still be funny.
I'd be wearing layers. So there we go. There's your answer.
I would laugh. Every day I would know. If Tottenham ever won the league, Jose's going to have layers on.
Right, here you go, people.
I knew it was coming.
Jose, Pickle, West Ham, Colin, Ash, or Chang.
You guys need me. I'm important to the process, I think. So I think I'm safe. I have a job.
Ash and Chang. Right, Colin, Ash is right. Jose, I'm about to fly over a scissor kick.
Oh man.
Ben is saying he'd keep Ash, bench Colin, and West Ham Chan because I don't know him so well. It's a fair comment. If you don't know him well, then you don't know him well. David Shear.
I made it to the
and
bench,
won the World Cup, Daniel Lee. I just hate Arteta tossers. Think Sol Campbell. And
Hey
then
guys, sorry.
and then you've got, oh, this man with his loopholes. This is why I like Colin Moore.
I was gonna say though about the bench. But there was one more David Shaw. Sorry, David Shear. I'm not trying to talk over your comment.
So go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So they put me on the bench. Ben did. He said sorry. My best ever moment ever playing the sport came from the bench. I was a freshman, and that's that's my first year on like the high school big boys team. And it's freshmen through seniors, 4-year kind of age group of kids play on that team. For all you England people that don't have high school like us, exactly. And anyway, I'm the youngest. I get put in as a substitute towards the end of the match. I ended up scoring the goal that won us the game, sent us forward further in the end of the year tournament than our team had ever gotten. We crashed out the next round, but still. And it was meant to be a cross. It was meant to be a cross. I put in a cross, and the goalie flubbed it into the goal. But hey, man, whatever. But it was the most elated I've ever been. People sent me flowers at school and like candy. I just got like bouquets. It was really our team had never ever progressed for any further than that in the tournament, and so they were all. It made the paper. I might still have the cutout. I'll show it on this show. But
We haven't.
I was a star.
Sorry, can I just say to you, right? I'm just seeing all these people putting these things. Are we allowed to do a Keep West Ham on it?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
with your music, but there's
I can cook one up real quick.
Okay, I'll tell you who to cook up in the background, right? If you can.
Okay, yeah. Okay, let me file, open image. So I can't tell everyone how I do this. Then anyone could keep her West Ham. Okay.
Because this is mine, I don't have to take part.
Who do you got here, brother?
I'm going to send
you're going to put it in the chat.
I'm putting it to you privately, and then you tell me the thumbs up or thumbs down on it.
Okay, yeah, no problem. And this time I'll let everybody know. Talking Ball, I put the link in, but we've got some funny shirts and a mug, and I'm making some more goofy shit. Pardon my language. And if you like that type of goofy stuff, maybe you would like this stuff. So I'm gonna throw it in the chat one more time. Take a look at this goofy stuff. It's pretty funny, I think, some of it. The hot dog shirt, you kind of had to be there, so it's sort of an inside joke that doesn't really make a lot of sense now. It was from last summer's collection, but still check it out. More to come.
But from where you've put your link there, are you not able to show on screen? Because you can't you?
Oh yeah, I can right now.
You can show on screen. Dry roasted peanuts in the house. Hi, dry roasted. How are you? Right, I've seen. Just give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down in the back in the private chat. Can you do the one I just sent to you?
Sure thing. Yeah. And I like I said, yeah, most likely yes.
Okay, so we'll do that one in a minute. Yeah, if you want to put your thing up here, you can do.
Okay, yeah, just for funsies.
Yeah, just for fun to show people what you're talking about.
Yeah, cool. Good idea. You're smart. That's why I like you, buddy. So I've got shirts. I've got a Talking Ball with Jose and Cole shirt, and it's purposefully wrong, but you got to special humor. You have to, you got to be really special to get it. We also have a shirt, a Dragoson shirt. Welcome the Dragon. It's a joke. Enter the Dragon. You all get it. This one's pretty special. It's a moment in time. It's a Steven Bergwijn crew neck hoodie. It says Talking Ball, and it's Steven Bergwijn doing his celebration after he scored to get his points. I think it was against Leicester. It was a fun one. So that was kind of a moment in time shirt. And then we recently have added to the collection the mug. When it is cold, it is it is black. But whenever it warms up, god dang it! When it warms up, it's Jose and Cole Talking Ball on a mug. So if you like any of our goofy shit and you want to get it, grab some. You'll see us soon in the goofy shit ourselves. I'm gonna make it a rule that we have to wear it every show. So Jose, pick out which item you want. Actually, I'll add more. I'm adding more. I'm making one right now with Ange as a car as like a getaway driver. Just because of the So we'll get this.
All right.
We'll get this. Yeah, let me
Sorry,
work on
just-
that. I'm
Good
gonna-
evening,
I'm gonna
Iceman.
work
Nice
away
to
in
see
the
you,
back.
mate.
Wait, who's here?
Iceman.
Iceman, what up, G?
Good
Let
evening.
me get my stupid crap off the screen. There we go. But yeah, guys, that's the silly keep.
That's a
Or,
dry
sorry, the
roasted.
silly.
Do you know what? Look, I've sent you a keep bench in West Ham, and you've got Ben is saying Ellie Miracate, and then Ben is also saying Bobby Cooper and the cough.
Dang. Everybody, send me pictures of everybody. That's the hardest part. Some people are hard. Some people don't have a whole lot of online presence on purpose. Yeah, I don't know if I can do it. Just because of photos.
Okay, well, what we'll do then is we'll take one because you've got one in the. You've got there's two in the back already, but they're so small I can't see who they are. I can see one. Okay, I can see the
Oh, the keeper of Sam's I've already got. I can make a new one as long as they're just like players or people or.
Right, I'm going to give
I
you
can-
one to make it just to make it harder for these people who are
I
here.
can make anything. Yeah, no worries. 2 seconds. No, probably more like a minute.
I want people to hate the show tonight, so I'm going to give you 3 to go for.
I don't know if I'm gonna. I can't decide if I'm gonna do the watch along. Nobody will watch, but it is content that'll be there in case somebody, maybe one person sees it and decides to be a Nashville fan with me and come to a match. I don't know. Watch alongs are weird. Don't you agree? It's hard. It's hard to decide. I kind of just want to watch it myself and not have to.
Right, there's one. There's one I've sent to you now.
Bet.
There we go. So we'll do that one.
Easy. I mean,
What you
not
think it's
to
easy,
pick,
easy for people to choose? I don't think so.
but- No,
Oh,
I
here we go.
just meant easy to make.
Right. So yeah, we're going to do a keep bench at West Ham for you guys. Any more questions? If you've got any more questions, give us put some questions in. Daniel Lee is answering. He says, "I'll answer them. Keep Bobby K, bench Kuva, and Ben to West Ham. Sorry, mate."
He's not sorry. Just letting you know.
Mia saying, "Ben, easy keep, cover, get rid, or you and Bobby."
Dang.
Talking beer, Sporting KC, they're playing tonight.
Yeah.
Right, last night
Yes.
Inter Miami played them 1-2-0, didn't they?
To be honest, I don't know. Probably. I'm guessing.
Inter Miami
I'm not
1-2-0
even sure.
last night.
They're good. They're a good team. We played them in the finals of the. Oh yeah, and tonight they're playing. Yeah, nice. Tonight's a cup match. I'm an idiot. It's CONCACAF Champions Cup. So we're playing a team from.
So it's
Where
not a
are
league
these
game.
guys
It's
from?
not a league game that you're playing tonight then? No.
No sir.
Okay, fair enough.
Which explains. Yeah. All right. So anyway, cool. Mocha FC.
This Kit Kat chocolate bar is lovely.
Mocha FC is a Dominican team. We're playing against a Dominican team. We ought to do pretty well.
Famous
Say
last
that, we
words,
get
Colin.
smashed.
Famous last
I
words.
know it. And who knows who's playing? I don't know. I can check. All right. Sorry, I'm working on that keeper West Ham. I promise, boss. Don't beat me up.
Ben, getting Jose chocolate bar. Obviously, you've Ben, at the start of the show, someone asked a question about all this, the chocolate biscuit scenario and that, and I made my feelings very clear earlier on in the show. Clearly the Kit Kat is a chunky chocolate bar. So
I agreed. Jose and I hardly ever agree. So, you know, when
Talking
we
beer's got
agree,
a bounce. It says have fun. Yeah, have
oh,
fun.
you son of a bitch.
Have fun,
Just
Nick.
kidding.
Enjoy. Right.
Enjoy.
And we got that keeper West Ham ready because I want to really get people.
Just about.
Cursing.
I've got them all cut out.
I want to get people
Now I just
cursing.
need to.
What's David Shear saying? ISC.
David Shears, is he trying to get beat up? No, I'm just kidding. He's cursing at us.
ISC. What comes next? It's interesting. What's the time now? So it's 4:12. So it's 4:45 in the morning now, I believe, in India. So Ash is probably getting her 40 winks in for once.
Her four. You mean 4 winks?
Yeah, she hardly ever sleeps, but she will be up to watch. Although she's working as well, but I'm sure she'll catch some of the fourth test tomorrow. So,
dang, almost done.
ISC, right? Lager isn't beer; it's a process of making beer that isn't followed. Ash never sleeps. Ben's saying, "Yeah, that's what I think as well. That's what I think."
She's a vampire. She probably drinks people's blood.
Yeah, I as I said, I don't think she sleeps. But we're doing a show tomorrow, Ash and I.
No, you're not, and I'm gonna be there too.
You're going to be there too. And 7:16 a.m. in the morning for David Shear at this present moment in time. So in Australia, it's between 7 to 16 and 10:16 in the morning. David, is that right?
What would you guys do if I showed up tomorrow? Would you be mad?
No. But you're not going to get up early in the morning in America.
You don't know me like that. You don't know me.
You need your sleep.
That is true. I'm a little baby. Need my sleep. All right, I got it made. I'm adding it to StreamYard now, and then we can show the wonderful
Mark Cook says, must be an O. Does that mean Isco's coming to us, David? So you put ISC, and he's saying, Mark reckons it's an O, and it means you're getting Isco coming to us. But have you got it in the back yet?
Yep, you ready for the
right. So we don't, obviously this is always done on Talk and Balls channel, and obviously we're streaming from LTEL today, but Colin's allowing us to do a keep bench or West Ham from here today. So cue the music. Here's the intro.
Look at these beautiful men.
I've picked these three people because they're bone of contention, the left-hand side. So I give you two former left-hand sided players and our left forward at the moment in Heung-min Son. So you need to keep one to start, one to put on the bench, and one that you sell to West Ham. So I give you guys, in order that they appeared for us, I give you David Ginola, Gareth Bale, and Heung-min Son. Chew on that one and let me know who you would keep, who you would bench, and who you would sell. Think about the system that we play at the moment. Think about the system that we play on the range. Who's your left forward going to be?
Dang. Chris has already got his answer. Bobby K hates you.
It's great. I'm glad people hate me because you wanted it.
Can I pull up comments even though it's your show? Do you care if I pull them up?
Yeah.
Bobby K says you guys are evil. He is. I didn't do that. All I did was make it, Bobby. I'm just complicit. I just following orders, sir. David Shire says, love the Pornhub intro. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank my wife. She filmed it.
Chris Meta Football is keeping Ginola, benching Sonny, and he's sending Bale to West Ham because obviously Chris is a Barcelona supporter and Bale went to Real Madrid.
He did. That he did.
David Shearer says, keep Son, bench Ginola, send Gareth Bale to West Ham.
God, you guys. I don't know.
Bobby
anything about
Kay.
Ginola, so.
Bobby Kay, controversial. Keep
Probably
Bale,
controversial. Okay.
keeping Bale, benching Ginola, and unfortunately, bye-bye Sonny, think Bale would be
Wow.
the best in the system. That I
Do you
don't
hate?
disagree with.
Do you hate Sonny or something, Bob? Is that what it is? You hate Asians?
Daniel Lee, I'm going to use my no comment to get me out of this again. No comment.
There you go. Pleading the fifth. That's what we say here in the U.S. I plead the fifth. Do you guys have something similar that you say to the cops whenever
Yeah,
they say?
we say here in England, because we love your Americanisms, we say I'm pleading the fifth. We say that over here because you guys say it, we say it. So
hell yeah, cool.
David Clark said,
Well, anything that's cool fashion-wise, we steal from you guys.
David Clark said it's a chocolate bar because it's a bar covered with chocolate, and that's simple. Smithy is going for keep Ginola, bench Bale, West Ham Sonny. Ooh.
Please, Smithy Smith, you son of a bitch. No, I'm just kidding, Lee.
Ben saying Bale won 3 Champions Leagues on his own. He's above Ginola and Sonny. There are no arguments.
I can't really argue with that.
David Shearer, wafer biscuit covered in chocolate. It's just gonna go. The chocolate biscuit and the biscuit goes on and on.
We need to figure out what the chocolate to crunch ratio is, and I'll do some measuring. I'll get out the measuring tape, and I'll buy a Kit Kat. I'll break it open. I'll do some measuring. I'll get back to you guys. We can even do it on the show if people want.
Mark is saying keep Ginola, bench Bale, bye Sonny.
Yeah. Everybody wants Sonny to go.
In Australia, we say go buggery. Right, Colin, that means that you need to answer, mate, because I put this one up. So who you keeping, benching and selling?
I want Sonny to keep. I want Bale on the bench and David Ginola to West Ham because I don't know about shit.
Why do you want to keep? Why are you keeping Sonny?
I think Sonny is a good. He's a good player. He's not super reliant on pace. He clearly fits the system well. He was on a goal scoring tear there for a while. He's just a good player. And then you can rip Bale off the bench for the last 25 minutes of the match to hopefully cause havoc and score goals. And then I don't know Ginola. So
and why are you sending Ginola to West Ham?
I've never seen him play, not even once, not even a clip that I can remember. So
Ginola was before your time. Then is that what you're saying?
Yeah, okay. But he is cute. He is cute though. He's handsome.
Well, if Mia was there, she would have told you about him being handsome, but I don't think she's here because otherwise she would have told.
Bye, Mia.
Me personally, I'm keeping. If we're playing the system we're playing at the moment, the one that I'm keeping is Bale all day and every Sunday for the year, because Bale was a destroyer. He could destroy teams on his own. He did it on many occasions for Tottenham. He's carried other teams that he's played for as well in games as well. He's an absolutely fantastic player. Obviously doesn't play anymore now, but he could play left and skin the life out of people, and he could score goals as well. I mean, we had Bale when he was skinning people, and he was a puny git when he played for us. But
he was skinning people alive, or were they dead already? Or
they weren't dead, but he skinned them alive when he kept going past them. But then also on top of that, when he left to go to Real Madrid, he put some timber on in the right areas. He put some muscle on and became even bigger. And he was still.
I think that's why he got so many injuries. It's because he put on too much muscle.
But he was still frightening in Madrid. I mean, in Madrid, he played. He could have played in the end system we've got at the moment. He could play quite comfortably anywhere across the front three, and he play equally as well. Whether he's playing wide on the left whether he's playing wide and right or playing centre forward, he would play really, really well in an Ange system.
You think he's on the juice?
I don't know. Ginola was a quality footballer. Oh my god, he had a wonderful left foot. He could throw his shoulder. He could make you. He'd send opponents the wrong way in that. He's a flair player, a very, very good flair player. But for me, Bale in this system, in the team that we've got at the moment, the system we play, Bale would be superb at Tottenham at the way system that we've got at the moment. Ginola was a quality player, but Ginola could play down the left, where with Sonny, and it's hard because Sonny can play left and can play down the middle as well. But Bale could play better than Sonny in them positions. So Bale is the one I'm keeping. I'd probably bench Sonny, and the only reason why I'm benching Sonny is because he can play left and middle, and Ginola was all left. So Ginola for me is the one I'm sending to West Ham, and I loved Ginola. I really did. It's a difficult one to choose from, but I did put this one up there because there's a lot of commentary at the moment about our team at the moment. Who plays down the left? Is it Sonny? Is it Werner? Is it Solomon? So hence why I just thought to myself, let me pitch Sonny against two older players and see what people have got to say. You got Mark saying in Bale's last season he scored about 7 goals of the season contenders. Yeah, he was.
That's
legal.
not wrong. Yeah.
Daniel Lee, I was born in the 90s, so Ginola was always my favourite player when I was growing up. There's nothing against it. Ginola was a quality class player. Chris is saying Bale was misused at Real Madrid, to be honest. I think that's why he fell out of love with the club. Danny's saying, plus, I met Ginola when I was a mascot in 1998. The guy is pure class on the pitch and off the pitch as well. Ben is saying Bale got 16 goal contributions playing in a crap Spurs team under Mourinho to get us Europe generational talent. Yeah, that's true. When he came back to us, he was injured when he came back to us, and he wasn't the same player. He's a shadow of a player that he was.
But he was kind of efficient out there, though. He would score goals. He would come out. He wouldn't do much, but he would score.
The only unfortunate thing, I think, Ben, about what he did is that he came back, and this was during the COVID period, so therefore he couldn't play.
No crowd.
He couldn't play in front of the crowds and that. And it would have been good to give him a last hurrah. Him coming back to help out Tottenham would have been great to have a last hurrah with him and the crowds. Chris is saying I'd have Ginola over Sonny down the left, and Mia is saying keep Bale, bench Bale, bye Sonny. Not easy though. And then she did it again by saying keep Bale, bench Ginola, and Sonny. That's difficult though. By Sonny, that's difficult though, and that's what I said. It's going to be difficult.
Who's cuter, Sonny or Ginola?
Now, I think Mia. What we're trying to ask is, Mia, who does it for you? Is it Romero or is it Ginola? That's what we're trying to find out.
Yeah.
And yeah, David. Yeah. So David saying, what players did we get for Bale's sale to Madrid, and how much was Ginola coming to Spurs? We got 7 players in with the Bale money, supposedly. And I don't think we paid much for Ginola from Newcastle. I can't remember what it was that we paid for Ginola, but it was back when it weren't silly money that we got him for. I'd have to look it up, but it wasn't silly money that we got him for. Ginola would have a field day as our winger in this team. Yeah, as I said, Mark, Ginola was an absolutely brilliant player. He was absolutely brilliant player. But I think Bale, in the system we play at the moment, Bale could have played in any of the 3 positions, and Bale would score goals in all 3 positions. I actually think in the system we play at the moment, and this is only my opinion, got nothing but it's only my opinion on this, but if Bale played in the system we have at the moment, Bale would score the most goals, and Bale would probably,
what position would he play?
It doesn't matter where you play him, he's going to score goals.
I know, but where would you play him?
If you put Sonny down the middle, you could play Bale left. Equally, if you put Sonny left, you could put Bale down the middle. It's he would score goals. He would be our top goal scorer in this team if Gareth Bale played in any of the front three positions. Gareth Bale would be the top goal scorer because Gareth Bale doesn't have to be in the 6-yard box to score a goal. Gareth Bale can score from anywhere. So, Mark Cook's confirming that we paid two, and so Chris Meta, we paid $2.5 million for Ginola when we bought him in, and I knew it weren't mad money.
It's kind of a lot.
Why did Van der Vaart leave so soon? If I remember, Van der Vaart only had a deal, and I think he left when his deal ended.
I thought there was something with AVB.
Was there?
I think that he wasn't guaranteed a starting spot, and then he said in the past that he regrets leaving when he did, and that he should have stayed longer. And Spurs were the best club he's ever been at.
Do you know what? Daniel was supposed to put something in. Sorry, Colin. It's just I saw that. So Mia's confirming Romero all day long for her, even if you put Ginola in front of her. Daniel is saying we're moaning about players putting in crap crosses. Ginola wouldn't do that. Ben is coming with. Bale scored a no-head kick in a Champions League final. The audacity. Right, so Ben is just confirming ABB didn't like Van der Vaart, didn't work hard enough. ABB was really shit. Daniel has confirmed that as well. Daniel was saying it was AVB who didn't want Van der Vaart. So, but then what? This, right. You look at these three players, Colin. Look at Daniel, he's comment here.
All right, hold on 1 second. I'm tracing a face. My fault. I'm sorry. I'll be right there.
Okay, so he's saying put Bale on the right, Ginola on the left, and I suppose we can keep Sonny down the middle. Now, them three players in tandem playing them positions that he's just said there. How many goals do you reckon they're scoring?
A lot. Quite a few.
How many do you reckon?
Together? All of them?
Yeah. What do you reckon?
I don't know.
100 goals from these three?
56?
56 just from these three. I reckon they'd get near 100 goals, these three, if they play together.
That'd be awesome. I would hope. I mean, I want them to score as many as possible.
But you're talking about elite players.
Right.
You're talking about elite players here. And these three, if these three were our front three at Tottenham now, I'd say they get 100 goals between them. Because these guys could score goals for fun. And people say that the better players that you play with, the better you become as a footballer. Well,
I believe that, yeah.
These three would feed off each other super immensely. Super immensely. I reckon, as I said, that we'd get 100 goals from these three quite comfortably.
Sheesh.
Sorry, Chris Meta is saying Villas-Boas said that VDV wasn't his number one, plus other personal issues. Ben saying Bale at full power was an absolute world beater. David said Bale was brilliant, like the other two as well.
Bale was bad.
So David, when you see people bang, so Mark saying when you see people banging on about Saka being a top winger, get onto YouTube and watch this geezer.
You got a geezer for me?
And Pete Bale would score a massive amount of goals in any system. It's exactly what I said. And David Shearer, Bale left back, nah. But Bale started off when he was at Southampton, and when he was in the youth teams, I think he played further up. But when he broke into the Southampton first team when he was 16 or whatever, they played him at left back. So when we bought him, he was playing left back for Southampton. But I think we bought him when Harry Redknapp was there. And
it was Redknapp. Yeah,
it was Redknapp. And Harry ended up playing him further up and not a left back. After, obviously, he played in a while at left back. And I think that, wasn't it Bale had some mad stats that we didn't.
It's like 13 matches in a row. I think.
Yeah, that we didn't win with Bale in the team or something like that. And then Bale wasn't switched out from that position, and the rest is history. He ended up becoming a superb wide player, and a totally different player to what we had bought. But then by the same token, we bought Modric in as a winger and then put him into centre midfield. So Harry Redknapp, love him or hate him, and Colin believes that he's a wheeler dealer. Love him or hate him, Redknapp. Redknapp did wonders for Bale by switching him into the position he did and recognising that, and also he did wonders for Modric and switching him to play in that position as well. So it ended up being fantastic.
He feels really, really, really smart about that whole thing. You know what I mean? Like he's really like full of himself about it, I'm sure.
But then you've also got bring up. I'm just going to get this off because otherwise people can't see us. Right. So we've also got David saying, and I did understand you, David. David saying, I just know I have admiration for Sonny's loyalty as well as talent. Yeah, totally agree. And then he says, Jose, I was meaning in Ange's system with the other two. Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. With the three of them in Ange's system, we'd get 100 goals quite comfortably. We'd get them three would score you 100 goals. You wouldn't have to rely on any of your midfielders, and you wouldn't rely on your defenders. You just give the ball to these three, and these three are going to score the goals for you. It's absolutely they would have smashed it out of the park had we had these three in tandem. And I think even Daniel Lee would agree with that one. Bale was bought in 2007 under Juan de Ramos. Harry came in 2008. Yeah, but I think he started the games at left back under Harry, and Harry changed him. Harry then put him further up the pitch. David Shear saying, how would Bale go inverted fullback? Sorry, just asking. Gareth Bale ended up being a player that could play absolutely anywhere. Gareth Bale was an elite footballer. Simple as. There's no other way of looking at it. Gareth Bale was an elite footballer. And elite footballers can do, well, he could do everything. He could do absolutely everything. He could play inverted fullback. He could play wing back. He could play winger. He could play centre midfielder if he wanted to. He could play centre forward. He was an elite player. Simple as. There's no other way I can describe him. He was an elite player. If you're talking about at their peak powers, it would be Bale all day. It's just literally, I grew up when I was a kid, and Ginola was my favourite. And it says, wow, you were a mascot, Daniel Lee. Yeah, Daniel Lee was a mascot. He's actually said it on a show before. He let us all know. Who took you out onto the pitch? David's asking you, Daniel. Chris Meta Football's got a question. Bale, a better baller or golfer? Footballer.
It's tough, yeah.
He's not a footballer. He plays off scratch as a golfer, right? But he's not a pro golfer, is he? He was a pro footballer. He's not a pro golfer. He was a pro footballer. So to me, yeah. But even if Bale becomes a pro golfer, do I believe that becoming a golfer at this late stage in his life or turning professional, that he'd become an elite golfer, or was he an elite footballer? For me, he was an elite footballer, Chris. To be honest, I don't think he'd be a guy. Well, I don't. To me, he's a footballer. He's not a golfer. I'm starring this question here from Mark. Ben is saying Bale and Modric are more elite than Harry Kane, which is why they played at the biggest team in the world. Daniel Lee saying to you, David, that my picture is my mascot's picture. It's so small, so it's hard to see. So there's the referees, Tottenham, and I don't know who we're playing. Is that? It looks like a yellowy kit. Is that Southampton or someone like that? Or it could be someone wearing an away kit. And Ben saying, when I was a mascot, I had Benoit Asuakoto. Bit shit, but we got to walk out on the lane and out of the lane. Nah, it's not shit.
Did Benoit Asuakoto smell like weed? That guy looked like he was high all the time. There's something about him. He did not look bothered by anything.
So the one in yellow, Daniel, because I can't see. The one in yellow is Chris Sutton at Blackburn. So that's Blackburn wearing an away kit with the yellow top and the blue shorts. So that's when Jason Wilcox and all them lot used to play, because I remember them playing in a yellow kit as an away kit. Yeah, I think that was it.
Nice job,
Yeah,
Cobby.
David Shears saying that he didn't do too much watching when he was working out in the desert between 95 and 2002.
Oh, excuses, David.
I want pics. You two, both of your faces would be priceless. Well done. Oh, yeah. At home to Sunderland, Darren Bent missed the penalty, the twat. And David Shears says, wow. Bent was one of our worst. Right, so I'm just going to, tomorrow morning, I'm appearing on Cockerel Doodle Do at 9 o'clock. I think,
Nice.
yes, 9 o'clock. And then I will be doing a show on here on LTEL with Ash, because it's normally Ash that goes on with Ellie and they do the ladies takeover, but Ellie is nursing her daughter Angela back to health because she had a big up last week. I've been messaging Ellie every day to check in to see how her daughter and Ellie are. So Ellie's not going to be streaming for a while, so in order not to have a show for Ash tomorrow, I've said to Ash that I will go on with her and do the show with her tomorrow at 11 o'clock. And then we have Talk and Ball predictions at 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes, sir.
Yeah. And are you doing a Talk and Ball tonight? Well, for me, it's early morning.
Yeah, I am at 9:15 my time. Yes, sir.
So you're doing a show in 3.5 hours time.
That is correct.
Yeah. So Talk and Ball. So if you hit the notification bell, Talk and Ball, Colin is doing a show in three and a half hours time, which will be 9:15 Central in America, which will make it 11:15 in Australia, 12:15 in Australia, 1:15 in Australia. So
is that in the afternoon? Is that in the afternoon or is that in the morning?
Morning.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah, cool. It's still morning. It's morning time. So for David at the moment, I think David is about 7:42 in the morning now.
Okay, cool. So it won't be real late at night then. That's good.
No, it's going to be morning. It'll be morning. So if you're going on in 3.5 hours time, it will be morning.
Good.
It'll be 11:15, 12:15, and 1:15. So
good deal. I like that.
Right, so I've got a question here. So get over to Talk and Ball tonight. If for people that are insomniacs here in Europe, or the time fits perfectly for North America, and the time also fits perfectly for the people in Asia as well to watch at that time. And in India, if you're going on at 3:15, it'll be 8:45 in the morning in India as well. So you've got the Asian, you've got the Asian and Australian and the North American crowd at that time. So yeah, hit your notification bells. Colin will be live on Talk and Ball in 3.5 hours time. Daniel E is saying, yeah, Colin Coleman was our captain. It was literally just after we sacked Christian Gross. Ah, there we go.
Huh. Cool.
Then you've got David sending Ellie massive hugs to you and your family. That's really nice of you. Right, I'm going to go back, Mark. I see you got a comment, Danny, but I starred your question, and I'm going to answer your question now. Let me have a read of it. Jose, 2 different players, but if you could have one in your team, Harry Kane or Glenn Hoddle? Oh, if you're picking Glenn Hoddle, then Maddison ain't got a place in the team for me, because Hoddle's different gravy, 2-footed, different gravy. Hoddle could do absolutely everything in my eyes. Hoddle was Mr. Tottenham for me. Obviously, I'm an old git, but not old enough to be around when Greaves played for Tottenham. Greaves had already left Tottenham by the time, probably by the time I was born, and I didn't see Greaves play live. But yeah, Hoddle was an absolute magician. Hoddle would be in that team and would be you'd be your captain and everything. Hoddle and Hoddle would be your number 10, wouldn't he? Hoddle could play 8, 10. I wouldn't put him in as a 6, but he could play 8 and 10. So for me, I would say Glenn Hoddle I would keep in my team, and he would be there. But then equally Kane. I believe that had Kane stayed, seeing that we went and bought like 50 wingers, had Kane stayed, I think Kane would have scored a hell of a lot of goals in this team this season.
What do you reckon? Do you reckon we'd be like pushing for stuff this season if Kane had stayed, whereas he's not really fighting for much right now?
For me, whoever's played up front, right, we haven't. It'd be interesting to know out of the chances we've created, how many we fluffed and missed. I know we scored a fair few, but I can remember a few being fluffed and missed by players in the box. And with Kane's deadly. Kane, I believe that Kane gets on the end of some of them. Well, I reckon that Kane gets on the end of them. 9 out of 10 that Kane gets on the end of, he's scoring a goal.
I agree.
And the other thing with Kane is, guys, we all talk about the low blocks and stuff like that, don't we? We talk about low blocks and trying to beat a low block. To beat a low block, you've got to attack and get past the behind the defenders, or you've got to take shots, which we're really guilty of. We don't take shots. Kane could shoot from anywhere, couldn't he? but then equally, so could Hoddle. So could Hoddle as well. But so for me, equally, both of them could play in this team. But if you're asking me, Glenn Hoddle for me is the king of White Hart Lane. So if you Hoddle's before your time, isn't he, Colin?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah, Hoddle's before your time. So that's the answer on that one that I've got for you, mate. Then we've got.
Did you say, mate? That was very Ange Postecoglou of you.
It says, Jose, do you remember the Hoddle goal against Watford at Vicarage Road when he chipped Steve Sherwood from the corner of the 18-yard box? I was there that day, right behind it. The best goal I've ever seen. Yeah, but it's also he did the Cruyff, didn't he? He did the trick leading up to the goal as well. So yeah, he did the trick. It was an absolutely brilliant goal. But yeah, Hoddle was the king of White Hart Lane for me. As I said, I wasn't old enough to see Grease play, but for all the players that I've seen play at White Hart Lane, Hoddle is the king of White Hart Lane for me. But there are people in the community that are older than me. They may see it different, but for my age, I think Hoddle was the best player I saw play at White Hart Lane.
Hoddle's trash, mate. Just kidding. Don't ban me from the show.
What's it say? Oh yeah, the ref when I was mascot was the one who got pushed over by Di Canio. Oh, okay. All right. Meta Football, Chris saying Hoddle over Kane, most talented player I've ever seen in the Spurs shirt, with Gazza a close second. You getting an agreement from Mark Cook. Mark's also saying met Gazza a few times, wonderful fella, chatted ball a few times. David saying spot on, Meta. Hoddle should have played 100+ times for England. And I agree. Hoddle was unique. Hoddle was before his time, and I won't be the only one that says this, and we'll keep repeating this over and over again. But in an era when Hoddle played, you had Italy, Poland, Spain, West Germany. You had all these teams that would have a really, really good flair player in their team. And the English used to say, well, that's luxury. That's luxury to have someone like that. But yet we used to wax lyrical about these players and say how brilliant they were. So we used to rave about Platini when Platini played in a 10 role for France and for Juventus. There was Boniek of Poland, who was absolutely brilliant, played in a 10 role and played for Juventus as well. You know, you had all these type of players. Yeah, Chris said Enzo Schifo was slightly after that. Enzo Schifo at Belgium. You had all these players, and we always used to wax lyrical about these players and say how brilliant they were and how, you know, we wish we would have these and that. We had one on our doorstep all along in Glenn Hoddle, and people just said, nah, we don't want a luxury player in the England side. So, you know, at the end of the day, yeah, it's just unfair that he didn't make the appearances that he should have done for England. He gave us good service at Tottenham as well, Hoddle. And I don't think anyone begrudged when Hoddle left, because people could see that Hoddle needed to spread his wings. Hoddle's football deserved to be played on the continent, because here in England, the managers of England didn't appreciate his football. All those at Tottenham appreciated his football. They all appreciated his football at Tottenham. But and I think other clubs did as well. It's just the England hierarchy didn't fancy him at all. So it was really good that, you know, in a sense, we knew that he'd had to leave us to go on to bigger and better things. He went on, applied his trade at Monaco, and accepted at Monaco, you know, for his playing style and that. He was accepted, done well there and that. And then obviously he came back and he played and player managed a couple of sides as well, and then went on to manage England. And there's no doubt about it. I mean, he was the best person to take over Venables when Venables was manager only for 2 years. Took over Venables, and yeah, if it weren't for some skullduggery in the FA being unhappy with Hoddle and some of his methods, Hoddle could have got England being more successful a lot sooner, because Hoddle, tactician, knew everything. Hoddle, because he played the game, Hoddle knew everything, and it took years and years. I think once they got rid of Hoddle, I think the England team regressed and they went backwards in football, and they probably lost I'd say they lost 20 years, the English national team, from when Hoddle went to when they bounced with Southgate. And Southgate has done quite well since 2018, but nearly 20 years I think England regressed. So you've got Mark Cook saying Glenn was the king of White Hart Lane. No doubt. My dad always said Danny Blanchflower was. Just eras, I guess. People said Danny Blanchflower. People would say Jimmy Greaves. People are going to say Hoddle as well. You've got David Shear saying Hoddle is the reason as a 10-year-old going to Spurs in 1980. Yeah. Ben Kaufman says, "Oh crap! I had Huddleston as a mascot. Massive upgrade." David Schiss and Perriman and Ozzy. Wenger managed him at Monaco. Really rated him. He was. Chris Metafoot was saying, "Long live Graham Taylor." Yeah, he was. He was a rated footballer. Everyone. If you went and spoke to people in Spain. Obviously, I come from Spain, and you spoke to people back in the 80s, the late 70s, early 80s, and a player from England they admired. They admired Kevin Keegan at the time as well. Everyone loved Kevin Keegan throughout Europe, but the player they admired in Spain was Hoddle. Hoddle was, and they couldn't believe. I don't think any of these other countries could believe that Hoddle didn't get the turn in England that he could have got had he been a foreign player for one of these other countries. You had the South Americans used to look at Hoddle as well and were flabbergasted as why Hoddle didn't play for England. But, you know, it is what it is. Right, with that being said, have you got any final thoughts, Colin? And the only reason I'm saying it is because I need to be up early in the morning to do some work before I jump on with Ben. And
no real final thoughts from me. Just accept everybody. Thank you for tuning in, and hopefully everybody that's watching has subscribed, has told your friends to subscribe, have used your alternate accounts to subscribe. Just kidding, I didn't say that.
Alternate accounts.
I didn't say that.
Alternate accounts, he says.
No.
Yeah. So yeah. What I was going to say is, get over to Colin if you're in Asia, Australia, North America. Go over to Colin. He'll be going live in 3.25 hours, top 3 hours and 20 minutes. He'll be going live. He will be. I don't know. He may well have guests on. He may go solo. He may have guests on. It all depends.
Solo dolo.
He's going to start solo, but Colin starts solo, but sometimes he gets people on as well. So yeah, get over to Colin on Talk and Ball, and
It would mean the world to me if you
in
guys
3 hours
could
and
make
20 minutes. Get on there. Your thumbnail's already done, so it's already in YouTube sphere, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so people have to hit the notify button, and then you'll get Colin. And yeah, tomorrow morning,
You and Ash.
yeah, sorry, David. David, have you got Colin on Facebook? Have you got David on Facebook?
Perhaps I've added some people recently.
Right, David, if you attach yourself to Colin, because it's all talk and ball merchandise, and it's all Colin's baby. So look for Colin Sievers, David. You'll see him in my friends list. If you look for Colin Sievers and then send him a friends request, then you could do it through Colin, David. Yeah, because it's talk and ball stuff. So it's all.
I didn't even see it.
Yeah, he said Jose sent me the link in
sweet.
Messenger.
Yeah.
So that's
nice,
what I'm saying. If you hook up with David on Facebook.
Sorry, I was working on I was literally creating a shirt while you said that, David.
Yeah, if you hook up with David on Facebook, then you can do it through Messenger. David says he has. In that case, David, yeah, if you send Colin a message, he'll be able to send you the link, mate, because it's all talk and ball merch. So it's all Colin's. So
there's Jose's face is on it though. I didn't even ask him if I could. I just did it. You're the co-host. You're the co-host. And I like how I love how I have us mislabeled. It's all beautiful.
Cole and I go way back, David's just saying. Right, anyway. Yeah, I thank you everyone for joining us. And what I will say is, yeah, back tomorrow morning. So if you want to see Ash and myself, we're back on at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. Before that, I'm making a guest appearance on Cockle Doodle Doo at 9 o'clock in the morning as well. But with saying that, I've got to get to bed because I've got to do some work before I jump on the shows tomorrow. So thank you everyone for joining us. It was chilled. As I said, it was chilled. It weren't over the top, and it won't be Thursday nights. We'll probably talk more football next week on the show, because obviously we'll be playing Palace and it'll be an upcoming game. So we'll probably get asked more football questions there. But today's been good. Thank you for putting the questions in. Thank you for all getting involved. It's much, much appreciated. And with that, I'm going to say, come on, you Spurs. In hands we trust. You got anything, Carl?
Come on, you Spurs. And I can't wait to see what Solomon can do, baby. Bring on Solomon. I'm ready.
Let's bring on